It is finally that time of year, you guys. Today I have my Sephora holiday savings event haul for you. This video has been a long time coming. I am so excited to share everything I picked up during this year's sale. If you guys didn't know, Sephora runs this sale twice a year, once in the spring and then once in the fall winter. Depending on your beauty insider status at Sephora, you can get 10, 15, or 20% off the entire store. It's a great time to stock up on your staples, your favorites, any repurchases you may be making, and it's a great time to try some new, potentially higher priced items, just because obviously the higher the price, the more money you would save on it. So I definitely took advantage of that this year. There are some higher ticket items in this video, some brands that I've never even tried before. This year I decided if I was gonna do it and I was gonna do it right and I was gonna do it big, I was going to go to the biggest Sephora I could find, which turns out to be the biggest Sephora on the West Coast. I went to South Coast Plaza Mall and went to that giant Sephora that was over there. Started at one end of the store, snaked my way around the entire store. It was a good old time. Went and swatched all the brands, all the new products, all the stuff I was interested in, and left with a pretty decent haul. And before we get into all of the fun stuff, everything I show you guys in today's video will be listed and linked in the description box down below. I'm also going to go ahead and link it into the YouTube shopping links. So if you click the more info section below, you can click through on the pictures and purchase any of these items if you want to. Just letting you know, all of those links below are affiliate links. So if you click through those links and make your purchases through there, I do make a little bit of a commission. Purchasing through your favorite creators' affiliate links helps them out so much. It's how we can continue to do this and make content for you guys. So if you guys choose to purchase through my affiliate links, I really appreciate it. This first skincare product is something I have talked about in every single sale video, I feel like, for the past handful of years. My Drunk Elephant Virgin Marula Luxury Facial Oil. I purchase a bottle or 3 of this pretty much every sale, and this year is no different. I purchased 1, 2, and 3 bottles of it because I just want to make sure I have enough backups, because during the last sale I ended up not purchasing enough and had to go back and purchase a new bottle like a month or 2 ago, full price. And that's kind of rough when I'm used to getting it 20% off. As far as the Drunk Elephant Marula oil, if you guys have never used this product before, it is a 100% pure marula oil. It is a facial oil that has a slightly thicker consistency. It's not a super runny oil. And the way I personally use it is in the evenings after I get out of the shower and tone my skin. I use it in place of almost like a serum step after toning, but before I apply my nighttime moisturizer. So I am super, super excited to have a little back stock of this item. I have literally been using this for, I want to say, at least 4 or 5 years now. I mean, I have definitely used this item, used up this item. It is a staple in my skincare routine. Let's talk about this moisturizer. I talked about this in my last Sephora video. It was the don't waste money at the Sephora sale video that I did. I talked about the Summer Fridays Jet Lag Mask. This product is what put Summer Fridays on the map. It's what they're best known for. It is their holy grail item, and I had not used it until recently. I had a little sample of it and I decided to just give it a try and use it as a nighttime moisturizer. This item is meant to be a face mask, you know, like a super hydrating mask, but you can use it just as a leave-on intensive moisturizer if you choose to, which is what I've been doing. I only use it in the evenings after my Drunk Elephant Marula oil. I put a nice layer of this on. I let it sink in and then I just go to bed. And when I wake up, my skin is so hydrated. It looks so good. This is just a nice, intense moisturizer. It hasn't broken me out, which is a big possibility with these intense moisturizers. You know, you just never know. There's one ingredient in them that just completely makes my skin freak out, and this has not done that. I definitely judged this before I tried it. I never thought a intense moisture face mask like this would work for me, but but honestly, I've been loving it. And I've been using it in place of my Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Moisturizer, which had been like my holy grail for many years. While I was at the Summer Fridays gondola in Sephora, I saw this. This is their Jet Lag Skin Soothing Hydration Mist. And this is a newer product to the Summer Fridays line. This is a tiny, tiny bottle of face mist. I mean, look how cute that is. I understand that Summer Fridays products are meant to be like travel size. You're supposed to be able to hop on a plane and use these on a plane and let your skin just drink in the hydration while you're in the air. But you know, the 1.7 ounce little facial spray is just, it's cute. I mean, this is the full size. You can obviously travel with it, but this is the full size. And the reason I decided to try it is because I looked at the ingredient list and this has squalane in it. It also has ingredients like aloe and cucumber extract, and it does also have olive oil in it, which I'm a little bit sketched out by. That's a heavier oil for the skin and it could definitely break you out. But I do know my skin loves squalane. I used to use squalane oil before I found my marula oil, and my skin really enjoyed the squalane oil too. So I figured I'd give this a try. It wasn't crazy expensive, but it is also tiny. So keep that in mind. I picked up my Holy Grail hand cream. If you guys are anything like me, I have chronically dry hands. I don't know what I can do. I really just have, I've tried for like over a decade now to fix these dry ass hands, and it goes in phases. As the weather changes, you know, it's getting chillier now, my hands are freaking out. They're dry all the time. So I picked up another tube of my Kiehl's Ultimate Strength hand salve. I've used this hand cream for a very, very long time. It is, in my opinion, the best intensely moisturizing hand cream that's not too greasy. It is a thicker hand cream and it just like, it still sinks in nice and you can still go about your daily activities. There is maybe a little layer of hand cream, you know, it's not gonna sink in completely, but for someone with intensely dry hands, you need to have something thick and hydrating. And this is that. This is a very, very good hand cream. It's one of the few that I've found that actually does hydrate my hands decently. Still can't get my hands to 100% hydration level, but you know, nothing can. I've tried everything. I've literally tried everything, okay? This is the best. It's the closest I can get to normal hands. And so I'm happy to have another tube of this. As far as a body set, I was very excited to get this. Again, I talked about it in my last Sephora video. I picked up the Nécessaire body wash collection. This is a set of 4 mini Nécessaire body washes in 4 different scents. So excited about this because I've never used a Nécessaire body wash and I'm excited to just smell all the smells. Okay, let's start with the eucalyptus. I'm just gonna pop the top off. Oh yeah, it's like a nice fresh eucalyptus. It's not overly zingy, but I'm sure this is gonna really like come to life in the shower. And here's the size of them. They're really cute. They're 3.4 fluid ounces or 100 mils. Generous enough to get some nice use out of it. You know, you'll be able to know if you wanna pick up the full size, but it's not, you know, too dinky. The next scent that was in here is the Hinoki scent. I don't typically love a Hinoki scent, but let's see. Oh, this one's kind of nice. Usually Hinoki is super, super woody, but this one is, I don't know, it's almost like a nice powdery spa scent in a way. Not too woody, not too masculine, definitely unisex in my opinion, but actually a really nice scent. Next up we have Santal, which as we know is usually like a sandalwoody type scent. Okay, very clean, very nice. I mean, all of these feel definitely unisex. They all feel like elevated spa scents, which knowing the Nécessaire brand, just knowing it as kind of that minimalist high-end body care brand, it makes sense. You know, this one is again very nice, not overly sandalwoody in my opinion. I don't think any of these are particularly offensive. Yeah, they just feel like crowd pleasers. This final one that came in the set is called Olabanum. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's light. This one almost feels kind of like a generic body wash scent to me. I mean, yeah, it's nice, it's clean, it's like spa, but a little bit more like a generic spa maybe. I don't know, I'm not blown away by any of these 4 scents. I think they all smell nice. They all smell high-end, but I'm not going gaga over any of these scents. but I'll use them. I mean, they're body wash. They will be easily used up, and I'm excited to try the Nécessaire body wash formula again because it is so popular. Also, super cute little giftable items. Like if you got this set and broke it up and like paired it with something else, it would be a really cute like little stocking stuffer vibe. Okay, let's talk about the one fragrancy item that I got. I actually did not pick up a perfume in this haul, which is very good of me because I've definitely been into the fragrance category, but I did go ahead and pick up this body mist. It is my first body mist from LoveShackFancy. If you guys don't know, LoveShackFancy has the cutest body mists out. I mean, their packaging is LoveShackFancy, but I had to get this particular scent. Let's open this together, shall we? This is their new scent in Sugar Blush. I know that the other scents they have are really pretty, but they're very floral. I'm not a big floral perfume girl. Like, I don't really gravitate towards florals. I gravitate towards sweet, vanillas, cotton candy, edible, caramel, you know, give me all of that. And this one is, oh my gosh, this is so good. This is pretty much an exact dupe of Skylar Boardwalk Delight. The reason that I purchased this, despite owning the body mist from Skylar already, is because you get a lot more product in here for not very much more price. Let me say that again. You get a lot more product for not very much more expensive. That also wasn't the way to say it. You guys know what I mean, okay? This is a lot of product compared to the Skylar body mist. The one thing about the Skylar body mist is you really do get a very small amount of product for the price. And this is a nice 8-ounce body mist. And I am so happy to have this. Skylar Boardwalk Delight is one of my favorite bedtime scents. It feels like a very clean cotton candy dryer sheet vibe. That's what I would describe it as. So especially when you come out of the shower, you get in your PJs and you just spray this on, you feel like the cleanest, sweetest, prettiest girl ever. In terms of the actual notes, it says notes of passion fruit, pink rosé, and pink sugar. Passion fruit, pink rosé. I don't know. It's like cotton candy dryer sheets to me. I'm not getting the pink rosé or the passion fruit, but I agree with the pink sugar. It is sugary, it is bright, it is pretty. So very happy to have snagged this. To no one's surprise, I stocked up on my favorite overnight lip treatment, which is the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I love this, okay? I really do love this. Again, if you've been on my channel, you know the spiel. I love the Laneige lip sleeping mask. The formula is nice. It keeps my lips nice and hydrated overnight, but the one thing I absolutely hate is when they tint them. Most of them are tinted. They're also in really fun scents, which I love the different smells, but I'm not gonna go to bed with a bright pink overnight lip mask just for my white pillowcases to wake up with bright pink stains on them. It's just not happening. So the only one that I usually purchase is their vanilla one, because as you can see, the vanilla is like a white clear shade. And so this one is the one I reach for. Oh, and I bought 2 of them. Did I say that? I picked up 2. That way I would have more than enough to run me through the next sale. I went ahead and picked up one staple hair care item in my routine. This is the Olaplex number 4C Bond Maintenance Clarifying Shampoo. I absolutely love this, you guys. This has been my go-to clarifying shampoo for about a year now, and I have only ever purchased 1 bottle of this. That means 1 bottle has lasted me the entire year. I use this about once a week. You don't need a lot. I just use a little dollop, like about that size. And once you start massaging it into your scalp, I'm telling you, this thing suds up so nice. I love when clarifying shampoos do that, but so many clarifying shampoos are really stripping. I don't want my scalp to feel squeaky. I don't want my hair to feel dry and stripped, but I do want my scalp to feel clean. And this does the job. I'm telling you, this is such a good clarifying shampoo. And because it's under the Olaplex brand name, it is actually good. Like, it maintains the bonds in the ends of your hair as well. So it's not gonna cause extra breakage or anything like that. So I really love this. Okay, let's jump into some makeup items. So the first thing I want to talk about is the very first item I've ever purchased from Prada Beauty. This is the Prada, what is it called? The Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation. This Prada foundation has received so much hype. Prada Beauty is a new beauty brand to the market. They just haven't been around very long, and they're definitely new to Sephora, but their foundation is one of their hero products in their line. They have an incredible shade lineup of their foundation, and this is what it looks like. Definitely an interesting packaging, I will say. I mean, I love the Prada logo. I love the way they've done this, and then of course this is the bottle. The cap is extremely heavy, and it does have the Prada logo in the triangle on top of the cap as well. And this foundation is actually refillable. I will say there's something about this refill of the packaging that feels a little cheap. I guess my issue is that all the weight is coming from this refill portion here. This is glass, but this is just a plastic, and this plastic piece is the thing that you're supposed to keep refilling. In my head, I would think put this in the plastic and then make this portion glass just to make this portion feel nicer, or do both in glass. Maybe they put this in glass because it's easier to recycle than plastic. Then make them both glass? I don't know. Am I being too picky about this? Probably, but either way, that's how you put it together. I went ahead and got the shade DN70 in this foundation. I was between this shade and the one that was right below it. When I swatched them next to my go-to Fenty foundation shade, which is something I recommend you guys do if you happen to be shopping in store. If you have a foundation that you know matches you as close as you can get, and that foundation is sold in Sephora, run over to that gondola, take a little squirt of the foundation that you know matches you well, and then take that swatch over to your new foundation and find the closest color match. That's what I was doing with this Prada foundation next to my Fenty color that I know matches me. This shade was just a tad darker than my Fenty foundation match, but the shade that was right under this was far too light. So I went ahead and went with this one. I will say I have it on today. I do think it matches me pretty well, but I do think it is just a tinge darker. And especially now coming out of the summer and going into the fall and winter, I'm essentially the darkest I will be for a while, because now my tan is just gonna keep fading. You know, I'm not gonna be getting darker until next summer now. So I don't know. I don't know if the shade match is perfect, but either way, applying it, I thought it applied nicely. It's a typical medium coverage foundation. I think it's a nice medium level in terms of it's not too matte, it's not too glowy. It's like a true satin, true medium coverage. I was able to build it up a little, but I did go in with my Natasha Denona concealer on areas that I needed more coverage because I knew this wasn't going to build up to be a full coverage at all. Overall, I'm kind of mixed on this one. I will say my first use, I'm not in love with it, but I'm definitely going to keep using it and seeing if it grows on me. Okay, I want to go ahead and just quickly mention these Patrick Ta eyeshadow duos. I did a full in-depth review on these Patrick Ta Eye Illusion eyeshadow duos that he released. There are 5 shades and I have all 5 of them. I actually purchased these directly from the Patrick Ta website before they launched at Sephora because I knew I wanted to do a video and I wanted to just get them in my hand as soon as possible. But yeah, I know there's just a lot of rhetoric online on are these eyeshadow duos worth the price, and I went into a lot of detail in my full video on these. So if you guys want to see that, like I said, I'll go ahead and link my video for you. Okay, I talked about this set in my last Sephora video as well. This is the new Danessa Myricks Forever Flushed Blurring Balm little quad that she released. 4 different shades of her Blurring Balm blushes, and I really love this formula. I have 1 shade in my collection, but I'm not crazy about that color, and I figured this would be a terrific way to try 4 different colors, get a nice good sense of this formula, because I do think it's a very unique cream blush formula. It goes on creamy, but then it dries down and locks in. And because of the Upsolite that's in this formula, that's one of the key ingredients in here, it actually absorbs the oil on your skin throughout the day. So this is a great cream blush for people who have more oily skin, especially if you feel like most cream blushes are just too glossy and throughout the day they slip and slide or just look oily. This should not do that on your skin. This is a very unique cream blush that I think works perfectly for oily skin. Another holiday kit I picked up pre-Sephora sale, but I just wanted to go ahead and mention it here. This is the Summer Fridays, the Mini Neutrals Lip Butter Balm set. This comes with 4 mini sizes of the Summer Fridays Lip Butter Balms. You get vanilla, vanilla beige, iced coffee, and brown sugar. I'm pretty sure all of these are in their permanent lineup, but this set was only $25, and getting to try all 4 of these really nice neutral shades is so great. I also love how cute and small these are. They're perfect to throw in your pocket or into like a little small clutch or something. I love the little travel sizes. Another holiday kit I picked up from Sephora. Again, I picked this up pre-sale because I knew this probably was gonna sell out, as it did. This is the Kosas Blush is Life Trio. This comes with 3 mini sizes of the new Kosas Baked Blushes for only $30. I think that's a really good deal considering this is a brand new formula, and all 3 of these shades are available in the Kosas permanent lineup. You get a really nice mid-tone neutral shade, a really nice medium peachy shade, and then a hot pink. I love the size of these. I love that they are just a downsized version of the full-size Kosas blush. You're still getting plenty of product in here, and all 3 of these shades are really nice. They seem fairly universal for a 3-shade lineup, and I also love when a value set like this comes with products that are actually in the permanent line. I mean, don't get me wrong, if you own all or a lot of the Kosas Baked Blushes, you obviously don't need this kit because you'll have all these shades already. But for somebody who wants to try the formula, it is so nice to be able to try a mini size of something that is available full size. That way, if you happen to use this up, you can go back and repurchase the full size of exactly the shade you love. But more than anything, I think it's so valuable when a brand includes permanent shades in a kit like this, because it shows that they stand by these colors and you're getting a true taste of the product. Sometimes brands will go in and formulate a random new shade here or there and throw it in a holiday set, knowing that it's never gonna be a part of their permanent line because it's maybe not a fan favorite color, or it's a random color, or they just know it's not really gonna sell full size. So they just make it a mini, throw it in a holiday collection, call it limited edition, and call it quits. But for them to actually take colors that are vetted and included in their permanent lineup, I personally do love and appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about the real investment that I made when it came to makeup products during this sale. I finally went in, swatched out, and committed to some Westman Atelier products. This brand is insanely expensive. I don't quite understand it, but I will say the formulas seem really nice. The packaging seems very luxe. And overall, I'm excited to be able to give these products a try. I purchased 2 of their Baby Cheeks blush sticks. I told you guys in my last Sephora video that I was very interested in testing this formula. I picked this stick up in 2 different shades. I've got Doo Doo and Bichette. And Doo Doo is like a really pretty mid-tone pinky mauve color, while Bichette is a little bit of a brighter kind of corally, rusty, reddish pink. Both seem very, very pretty. I love how luxe this packaging is, I will admit. The packaging is nice, okay? It's a magnetic top, already bougie. The stick is so nice. I will say it's a little bit difficult to roll up because you have such a small little area here that you can hold, but the product is weighted. It's very, very nice. I used Doo Doo on my face today. Is that how you say the name, Doo Doo? Oh gosh, this is gonna be a rough one to edit. I used it on my face today, and I do think it's a very pretty. It is a buildable cheek product, which I think is so valuable because no matter how bright or dark these look in the stick, they don't go on fully opaque. Easy to blend out. They're not overly glossy or overly sheeny. They seem like a drier cream, which again, I think is gonna be really good for more oily skin types. I'm excited to use Bichette and see how this kind of reddish terracotta looks on me, but Overall, I have high hopes for the blush sticks. What I'm a little bit more iffy on are the other two products I purchased from Westman Atelier, okay? I went ahead and purchased their Super Loaded Tinted Highlight. This item is insane. This is a $75 cream highlighter. I mean, it comes in this little bag, which like, why? And then the actual compact is insanely heavy. When I took this out of the box and put this in my hand, I'm like, why is this thing like 3 pounds? However, I will admit, I mean, the packaging is stunning. It's that really pretty kind of satin matte black. It's got Westman Atelier etched on it. They definitely didn't skimp on the packaging. The shade I got is called Peau de Pêche, and it is their more medium to light peachy color. They had 3 different shades of this cream highlighter, and I did consider getting the darker one. It's more of a bronzy gold, but that one I knew was just going to be too dark for a highlighter for me. So I decided to go for this one. It felt like the more medium peachy shade, and I used it again on my skin today. It seems very pretty, but I used it with a brush, and I'm not sure if that was the best method of application. I really had to dig in with a brush and keep applying, because it felt like it was not showing up. Next time I use it, I think I'm gonna try going in with a finger and just getting it on that way. It might build up quicker for me and like for my skin tone. So I'm gonna try it that way. And the brush I used it with was with a really dense synthetic small highlighter brush. And I just kind of clawed it in there and tried to get it on my cheeks. And yeah, it needs more application. So maybe a finger would help. That's what she said. Okay, on to the next thing. I did pick up a Westman Atelier lipstick. This is the Lip Suede matte lipstick, and I purchased it in the shade Peak. It's what I'm wearing today. I had to try these bougie items for you guys because I couldn't just come on here and say, yeah, I picked up this stupidly expensive lipstick. I'll let you know in a future video. I had to let you know in this video. I had to let you know now. So again, lipstick packaging, absolutely stunning. Westman Atelier is etched in the actual plastic. It's got some nice weight to it. It is also magnetic, and it opens up not the way you would think. This smaller section here is actually like the lid. So again, it's a little bit tricky to twist up because the area that you have to hold to twist is so tiny. The embossing on it, absolutely stunning. I think the lipstick is beautiful, and this color, again, I have it on today. It is a cool toned medium neutral on my skin tone. This is the type of color I do need to put a darker lip liner with, because if I didn't line it, it would look a little stark on me. The color is pretty, don't get me wrong. I'm a little iffy on the formula. It's definitely a matte lipstick. It is a lightweight, almost like one of those slippy silicone-y lipsticks. And because of that thin, almost slippy texture on the lips, I feel like it kind of sinks into my lip lines. I wasn't crazy about that. I will say it's very pigmented, so you don't need a lot on your lips. It is very lightweight because the formula is so thin, but it did sink into my lip lines. So we'll see about this one. I don't know if this formula is worth the price. It doesn't particularly feel like a luxe lipstick formula in my opinion. It feels kind of standard, I guess. It feels basic. There's nothing about this actual formula that feels luxe. The packaging is great. The packaging is very luxe, very high-end, very bougie. But as far as the formula, I'm questioning it a little. Okay, I wanted to quickly talk about this Kulfi eyeshadow that I got. This is the first item I've picked up from the Kulfi brand, and I know this is a South Asian-owned beauty brand, which we all know I love. This is the Zari Eyes eyeshadow. It is a single potted eyeshadow that essentially is like a mousse texture. And you guys, the shimmer effect that you get out of this shade is stunning. This is in the shade Sona Sona. This is a gorgeous, super blingy, glittery shadow that has both gold and silver flecks in it. It is so reflective. It is so stunning. It goes on creamy, but then it does dry down and set, so you're not gonna get creasing with this formula. This particular color, I do think works best as an eyeshadow topper. I used it by itself one day, and I felt like it was too sheer sheer. Like you could see my actual eyelid through the shimmers, which is not what I'm looking for, especially when I have something so blingy and prominent on my eyes. Like I want it to be just a nice opaque layer of color and glitter. So I would definitely use this more as a topper, but in terms of the effect of this, it's stunning. It kind of reminds me of something like the Stila Glitter and Glow liquid shadows. That's kind of the effect I'm getting in terms of the glitter particles. But like I said, this particular shade doesn't have a lot of base color in it, which I think can definitely be an asset, because then you can layer it on top of any base color that you want. You know, you want it to be gold, you put it on top of that. You want it to be bronze, you want it to be black, you want it to be purple. You just throw it onto whatever base color you want, and you're just gonna get that insanely glittery effect. I think this is such a cool product. I so far am loving this. I definitely want to go and swatch some other colors because I'm curious if Sona Sona is like an anomaly of a shade. I'm wondering if the other shades have the same glitter impact that this one has. But I will say this one is stunning. This one is something special. Okay, I picked this up pre-Sephora sale, but I'm gonna throw it in here anyways because my favorite lip balm, which is the OleHenriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment, came in a new collaboration shade, and the collab is with one of my favorite designers, Anina Bing. This is the OleHenriksen x Anina Bing collaboration. This is the shade I Heart Me, I think. This is what the front looks like. I will admit that the first time I saw this packaging, I saw it on a Trend Mood post on Instagram, and I looked at the picture before I knew what this was at all, and I immediately thought that this was some Makeup Revolution packaging. I thought this was the most hideous packaging I had ever seen. And then I saw the caption that said it was OleHenriksen collabing with Anina Bing. And so then I was like, oh yeah, actually though, it's kind of cute. So yeah, that just goes to show you how much brand name on something does affect your perspective. It's true. It affects my perspective too. Basically, this is a really pretty kind of mid-tone, neutral, warm brown shade with golden shimmer in it. It's not actual glitter. It's more of a really refined metallic shimmer. A lot of people I've seen kind of compare this to the Fenty Glow Gloss Balm. It seems like a pretty similar shade. The formula is totally different, but shade-wise, it does seem to be pretty comparable. I love the formula of the OleHenriksen Pout Preserve lip products. They are so nice. You don't need a lot to get a nice hydrating impact on the lips. And these actually last on the lips a really good amount of time, especially for a lip balm in a tube like this. I feel like this is a longer lasting, more hydrating version of something like the Summer Fridays lip butter balms, or even like the Laneige lip glowy balms. I think this is a better quality lip balm for me. And in terms of the scent of this one, it's that same strawberry sorbet scent. Oh, I love the scent. It's so like rich, authentic strawberries and cream. It's so good. Okay, the final few products of this haul, we are coming to an end, you guys. I'm gonna talk about a couple of eyeshadow palettes. The first one I picked up is the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette. Another palette I technically picked up pre-sale, but again, we're just gonna talk about it because I picked it up not that long ago. This is the new Ethereal Eyes palette from Makeup by Mario. It is more of your cool toned palette. I actually did show you guys a head-to-head comparison of this palette compared to the original Ethereal Eyes palette. If you guys are curious about that, I will link that video below. It was in my eyeshadow palettes aren't dead video. I talked about this palette. I talked about a lot of the new eyeshadow palettes on the market right now. But overall, I have been liking this palette. I don't love it as much as original Ethereal Eyes, and it's such a shame that that palette was limited edition and isn't being sold right now, because I do think that is one of the standout palettes that Makeup by Mario has ever launched. I mean, that's why he did a second version of it. That's why he did a spin-off of that palette, because it was so popular. But to be honest, between this one and original Ethereal Eyes, I personally still gravitate towards my original Ethereal Eyes. Not to say this isn't a pretty palette, and if you prefer more gray tones and more cool tones, you might prefer this one. I like this this palette, but I don't love it. And I definitely loved the original Etherealized palette. So that's kind of where I stand on this one. And then the final eyeshadow palette I picked up is the Natasha Denona I Need a Warm palette. This is not Natasha Denona's newest palette. This actually came out quite a few months back, but I didn't buy it when it originally came out, mostly because I was thinking, yet another neutral palette from Natasha Denona. Do we need this? So I held off for a bit, but I will say that I do think this is a valuable palette in her line. This is essentially the I Need a Nude palette for someone with a medium tan complexion. This is literally what you need in a nude palette when you are of my skin tone. You have all the mattes you need for transition colors. You have highlighting mattes, you have darker mattes, you have all the gorgeous shimmers that Natasha included in here, including a kind of duochrome shimmer, which is actually right here. I don't know why I pointed over here. The duochrome is over here, but overall, this palette is stunning. I could see this just being my one and done grab and go palette for daily use. I think this will also be a really great accent palette to pull in with other palettes in my collection. Perhaps something like the Makeup by Mario Moonlight palette, because this palette has a lot of grays in it, and gray just isn't my favorite shade on my skin tone specifically. If I pulled in this palette to help accentuate some of the more gray tones and cool tones in the other palette, it would make it more of a wearable look for me. So I feel like this is going to be a go-to palette for me. I am so excited to incorporate this into my routine. So I am excited about this palette. I think it's going to be a really good go-to. But that is everything. Oh my goodness, you guys. This was a really intense haul, but I really hit all the different categories of Sephora with this one. We had skincare, we had hair care, we had makeup, we had fragrance, we had a little bit of everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. Please let me know in the comments down below, did you guys pick anything up during the sale? Are you guys gonna skip the sale this year? Do you still have things that you wanna purchase before the end of the sale? Let me know in the comments down below. Like I said, links to everything that I talk about in this video will be below as well for you. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you guys are interested in more beauty lifestyle content on my channel. And other than that, I will talk to you guys in my next video very soon. I'll see you then. Bye.